The significance of a blue bottle tree can vary widely, from its historical roots in folklore to its contemporary meanings relating to aesthetics and environmental consciousness. It all works for me. Materials needed for this art project are blue bottles or whatever color you prefer, a tree or a branch base, branches, strong ones that is, or pins to support your bottles. I even used old paintbrushes, drill and bits corresponding to the circumference of the pins that you're using to support your bottles. Let's prepare your tree. I'm using an old kumquat tree that has long expired. However, I'm able to use some of the branches in their integrity. We'll start by putting the bottles on these, and this gives me an idea of the aesthetics and the placement of the rest of the bottles. Let's drill into the tree, making certain to go at an angle. Insert your pins and place your bottle. Proceed until the entire tree is filled to your satisfaction. And here we have created a stunning blue bottle tree, which looks so amazing when the sun hits it. Creating concrete leaves is a fun and creative project that can add a unique touch to your garden or home decor. Here's a step-by-step guide. Let's go into the garden first and pick some large, sturdy leaves with prominent veins for a detailed imprint. Here we're mounding sand underneath the leaf with the vein side up. Next, we cover the entire leaf with plastic wrap. Now we mix 1 part sand to 1 part Portland cement. When you add water a little at a time because you want a thick, batter-like consistency. Pour the cement mixture over the leaves, beginning at the interior largest vein and working your way out. Spread it evenly to cover the entire surface and fill in the veins. Be certain that when you're starting in the middle, basically making that a little bit more developed there, at least 1.5 inches, and following out to the edges where it will be about 1/4 inch. Use your hands or a trowel to smooth the cement mixture and remove any bubbles or any area that was not mixed well, if there's any lumps or bumps. Allow the cement to cure overnight. The next day, you can carefully place your hands at the center of the leaf where it's thickest and carefully flip it over with the help of your other hand. Remove the wrap, remove the leaf, and allow it to dry undisturbed for another 36 hours. If desired, you may seal and/or paint and seal the cement leaves to enhance their appearance and their durability. Begin by securing with liquid nails your 2 jar lids to the cheese grater. I used, in addition, the hot glue to secure into place for an immediate hold while the liquid nails dried. Take a canning lid or a tin can lid, like a tuna lid, and shape into a triangle. Put it upside down with a point at the bottom to serve as the owl's nose. Secure into place with your liquid nails and your hot glue. Arrange 2 beer bottle caps in the center of the eyes and secure the same way. Add your washer and bolt with the rubber O-ring and again secure with the liquid nails and the glue gun. Cut 6 pieces of wire at least 3 inches long to go over the top of the owl's eyes. Cut 2 15-inch wires to wrap around the stick, one on either side. These will act as his feet and it will attach to the perch, of course, and then wrap up through the metal cheese grater, back down again, and secure back around the perch. For the right side, there were no holes, so I had to make a hole with a drill and a very small drill bit. I then ran the wire up and down again as I did on the left-hand side and secured it back down to the perch. Secure the 3-inch wires on the left and on the right-hand sides using the glue gun as well as the liquid nails. The finishing touches are cutting a 24-inch piece of wire, securing it via a lark's head loop on the top of the cheese grater, and then attaching it to an old key ring. Let's go out into the garden and see how she looks. For our air plant project, we are going to cut a wire about 24 inches in length. Taking a hammer, hammer out flat the area that would be underneath the rock. Only hammer that one section. Wrap the wire like so, leaving the hammered part underneath the rock. Twisting and securing it into place like I'm demonstrating here. Run a bead of hot glue underneath the rock, in between the wire and the rock, as well as on top of the wire. This will prevent any scratching from when you put down the stand onto a table or a surface. Take the air plant as well as the Spanish moss, and with the wire, wrap it around, holding the wire in place with your left hand. Wrap it around like an ice cream cone, almost like a funnel, and secure into place. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is, and I know this has been around the internet, this is probably nothing new to you, but I'm going to put this in here anyway. These are magnets. I'm going to take these out. And we have our cork, and we have some more little air plants here. This one actually has 3 little plants in here, but we're going to use, I'm going to try, it's so perfectly formed here. It's just like saying, hey, Marcy, use me in its entirety. What I'm going to do is carefully drill a hole in here on top of our cork. All right, let's check this out. I think I want to take away some of these things right here. A little too much for me. That's kind of nice. We got to put our little magnet on there. All right, take our glue. Let's go to the back here since that's the least interesting. Let that dry. All right, perfect. What do you think of that? Looks nice. They make like the cutest little gifts. So for this last air plant, what I want to do is to take a shell. Now this shell has a natural hole in it. You can take any shell. And I'm thinking that I could put it in here like this, and it actually stays without any anchoring of sorts, but I'm not sure with the refrigerator opening and closing if it would jostle it and it would come out. So I am going to put some wire on there, and we are going to put our magnet on the back. I'm thinking that because, again, you want to hydrate it, you kind of want to just give it a little seat belt here, you know, without being too obnoxious. Yeah, we don't want to really see the seat belt. And I'm using a non-tarnishing wire here, which is not copper. Again, you can paint it anything you want. I'm just gonna wrap this. You can, actually, this is perfect, right? And bring it around, like so. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it right here. Don't have a lot, okay. With the idea that you're gonna be wanting to take this out at some point and hydrate it. Okay. I got smart here and grabbed another pair of needle nose, whatever these are called. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're gonna do the trick. All right, and now we'll take our, I guess you could put it up like this or like this, but whatever, no matter. I'm gonna take on a flat area and okay, perfect. Another cool idea for displaying our timlandsia and air plants and such is creating an aerium. So we're not using soil. We can just put some decorative rocks in there and make them colored if you choose. Maybe I'll separate some of these a little bit. Okay, let's go hang this in the window and check it out. Let's go over our simple list of materials as well as our setup to make our wind chime. We have the base of the bottle. Our blue bottle already has a hole on it. It's been sanded already. We have our cording. I'm using a piece of our cording from our Levolor vines that we took down. This is super strong. If you have shoelaces, wire, vegan cording, leather cording, whatever else you want to use that will hold up in the elements if you're putting it outside, that is most appropriate to use, feel free to do so. I have fishing line. The fishing line is going to be stringing our components right down here. We have our beading as well as our washer. And this is coming from my stash of goodies in my hardware department of my closet in my own house, but you can get this at Ace Hardware, big box stores, Amazon, whatever. It's very accessible. And this will be, of course, our little clacker for the interior part of our glass. A pair of scissors is nice, as well as E6000. And my beading components, again, I have this from my stash, as well as a shell. You can get these on Amazon. I will leave a link below. And a drill is always nice because we do need to drill a small hole into the shell. Okay, let's begin. So right now what we're gonna do is to take our shell and to drill a small hole at the top right here. We're not gonna go too close to the edge. That's not a good thing to do. We're gonna have it against a wad of fabric to absorb some of the energy of the drill. And we're gonna start it off at a slight angle to make a small divot, and then we'll proceed to go upright. Perfect. Okay, put that out of the way, and we're ready to go. Let's move all this out temporarily and focus our attention on right here on the bottle. We're gonna take our little washer and allowing for about, that looks about 6 inches. Let's do about 5 inches maybe. You can see how long the string is that I have It's about 24 inches. I like working with a longer string. I don't like to waste things, but I do like to have ample amounts of string available to me. We're gonna do a simple lark's head. We're gonna bring this up and around. What we're gonna do is an overhand knot. And bring it like so, okay? All right, that's perfect. Now, we don't need this part of the string, but we're not gonna get rid of that yet. And if you feel more comfortable, you can actually do another knot, but I don't really find a necessity to do that right now. And at the end, what we're gonna do is cut this, and we'll put a little bit of E6000 there just to secure it. All right, so picture this. This is going to be up through the glass, and it's going to be hanging down at about like so. So you're leaving about 1/4 of an inch down here, even a little bit more than that, okay? And then we're gonna come right up here, and we're gonna tie a knot, okay? So let's do this. So I just took the scissors and I snipped this end off. So it was a little frazzled, and we do want it to be able to go through the tip of this glass where we put the hole. Now, if you find that you cannot do that, just get a piece of masking tape or regular transparent tape and wrap it here and go right through. That will alleviate all those issues there. So let's check this out. We're going to put a knot here because we don't want this to be going back up and down or moving in any manner. So it's always best, let me see, that is, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, that looks to be about right. Okay, that's where we're at. Then I'm gonna take this and run it through right here. Okay, so you can see that this length is pretty good. Where we knotted is pretty good. I like that. Shh, it's okay. What I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go and simply knot it again right up at the top. I'm gonna bring it all the way down to where the bottle meets the string. Okay, there we go. Now I'm pretty comfortable with just leaving it like that. I don't have to worry about the string falling through while I'm working on the rest of the bottle. Let's move on to our stringing of the beading component as well as the shell, which is our air catcher. I'm going to take off about, I'd say 20 inches of the fishing line. I'm gonna use just a regular overhand knot with our shell unit. I was thinking originally a lark's head here too, but I think this is just as good. And we'll do several overhand knots right here to make it super secure. All right, perfect. All right, now let us move up to our beads, and I'm gonna start with this one. Okay, our last step is to run our fishing line up through our washer, and we're going to do a double knot here. Make sure it's nice and snug. All right, let's see how this looks now. All right, that looks nice. Very, very pretty. All right, now the last part, actually we're almost done. We're going to be doing our top right here. All right, so I'm gonna do this one more knot here. Okay, so now that we've stabilized this with several knots, I am going to finish off the top again with another knot. I'm of the inclination to put a couple of beads at the end here. I think it might look quite pretty. So I'm gonna put this in here. That's pretty. Very, very pretty. All right. So let us take the E6000 just to finish this off. And then we're gonna be done, guys. All right, and we'll let that dry. Then we'll go hang it up. We're done. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulously beautiful.